Oh yeah, it's time to finally take a closer look at all the consoles here, some of the accessories and games that I have for them, and we even have the added benefit of the iPod cable. So we have an iPod Touch 3rd generation here, providing us with background audio, and of course, what other song would I play apart from Eiffel 65's My Console, because it's literally a song about the PlayStation. Technically, it would be the PS1. Yes, I do have a PS1, but we're going to focus on that in another video. Right now, we're going to take a look at what we have right here. So first off, we have an N64, the Nintendo 64 with the power of 64-bit processing. I wonder, should I play a racing game or should I play a racing game? Because, well, if I want to play a racing game, I'm pretty much covered for the N64. Anything else, and yeah, these are the only two games I have for the N64, at least as of right now. Now, I will admit, I haven't been actively looking to increase the N64 collection right now. I also really haven't played that much of the N64 because, I mean, if I had Super Mario 64, I would try to, you know, at least complete the base storyline. Now, the only reason I really actually have the N64 is because I got this a long time ago now. I think it was a good deal. In fact, I knew what the RAM expansion card was, but I didn't know what the jumper pack was back then. So if we actually get the N64 out of here, it's nothing too fancy. It's probably actually a bit dusty now. Obviously, it has some minor wear and tear. Yeah, it's a little bit dusty, but at least it doesn't have like a fan inside where you know, need to clean it regularly. But with this, I did actually clean it up. It's not in brand new condition, but the nice part about this is that keeping in trend with stickers that still exist here in the setup, we actually have the jumper pack sticker for this. Now, I thought that this was something else. I didn't realize that this was actually necessary for the N64 to work in the first place. Basically, it just connects the terminals to, you know, complete the circuit. So when you remove this and you add the RAM expansion, you increase it from 4 megabytes up to 8. Yeah, 8 megabytes in this economy. How else will you obviously play those intensive titles on the system if you don't have the RAM expansion unit? I mean, I'm glad I have the door at least, but apart from the console itself, I don't really have anything official. Like, I guess the power supply is official. Like, this is a real Nintendo power supply. I do also have an official Nintendo AV cable, but I think it's the one I have for the GameCube. So I don't really have that much to say, honestly, about this. But like I said, I did clean it up. It's not in the best of condition. Like, it could obviously be way better. But at this point, I'm just glad to have an N64 regardless. Okay, N64 back online. Now, the cable mess in this area is a bit of a disaster, just like the Focus was. Oh, also, I just saw the footage. I'm not exactly sure what this is, and to be honest, I probably could do with cleaning this system again, because like I said, it was a long time ago now, but most of the time it has been in storage, so this is probably from whenever I got it. Anyways, like I said, it's always going to be a work in progress, but I'm just glad that the N64 works, and from what I do remember, it was a bit dusty inside, but for the most part, it is, you know, at least dust-free. So we have San Francisco Rush, or is it like Rush? I don't know. That's how the game itself says it. Extreme Racing Trademark. Honestly, it's a pretty cool game. Haven't played too much of it. But I mean, yeah, it's a N64 racing title. The other one is, of course, Diddy Kong Racing. I think this is the system, or I got this with the system, and it's also pretty solid. I really haven't played too much of these titles because, I mean, racing games are fun, but it's also nice to have some variety on this system, and yeah, I just haven't really played that much of this, to be honest, but also, whenever you're trying to record as many videos as possible, that doesn't really leave me with a lot of spare time to just, you know, play some titles, some games on these older consoles. Now, unless you guys actually want to see some gameplay, then I can make use of the games themselves, as well as you know, record a video about it. And over here at the drawers, as we saw earlier with the iPod cable, I do have one singular N64 controller. This is my third-party NACI controller. I really don't know much about this, and even though it doesn't look like it's in the best of condition, I did actually clean this up, so most of what you're seeing here is like damage to the plastics themselves. And also this has that common N64 issue of, I guess this is like the early version of stick drift, right? Where the analog stick is just kind of cooked because of the design itself. It's literally like a plastic assembly here, and it just gets worn down over time. I thought I cleaned this up, but now that I'm looking at it, it looks dusty again, so I don't know if it's just from sitting or from whatever. I mean, it is an N64 controller, and even though it's not an official one, it does still work, so I guess that counts for something. So obviously you take the controller, you plug it into the controller port here, and you have an N64 ready to go. And the last thing that I have for the N64 is this. It's a memory card for use with the Nintendo 64 game system. So you see, the fact that it says performance means that it's good, right? So this basically just goes in the controller itself, not on the console. And there are obviously other expansion things for this, such as the Rumble Pack. There was that, like the Game Boy whatever adapter, so you can connect it up to, I think it was Pokemon Stadium. And there was also a microphone addition. I know that there are other, you know, obviously accessories for the N64, but I gotta say, like, this is probably the lacking part of the setup here. Like, this is the stuff I have the least amount. I know it seems probably terrible, especially to have it front and center here, but you gotta start somewhere, right? So, like I said, I'm just glad to have the N64 in the first place, and it also does go really well. As I mentioned in the overview video about this, the plastics on the N64 go really well with the Trinitron right here, and it is also appropriate for the era because it's a console from 1996. This is obviously a 90s to, I guess you could say, early 2000s setup. Obviously, it's not going to be 100% period accurate, but we also have an Apple TV right here, so it doesn't really matter. Hey, you know what? Let's actually take a look at the GameCube instead, because we saw the N64. We might as well check it out next. Oh, and that was just to simulate the Party Zone experience. But anyways, let's get the speaker out of the way here. And we got our hidden GameCube. Now, this does actually have official cables as well. We got an official power supply. We got the official Nintendo AV cable. And inside, I don't have anything at the moment. Now, this is obviously, you know, a pretty standard GameCube. We got a memory card here. What's nice about the plastics on this is that this doesn't, like, disintegrate, unlike with, like, the Xbox 360. So if you have one of the memory card flaps, or really just anything in use with the 360, chances are it's probably going to break off. With this, I've had this, like, it's just a standard memory card, but it does obviously match the system. Graphics by ATI, which is always nice because my Power Macs also have ATI GPUs. So this is a standard release, the, what was it? DOL001, because obviously we have the digital output here. Now, if you have one of the newer ones, I believe it's the 101, you only have analog output. Now, that was just to make it like a less expensive version of the GameCube to sell whenever it was nearing end of life. Honestly, the fact that any of these are considered end of life is ridiculous, because this is actually more future-proof compared to newer consoles, because no internet, actually. No Ethernet, no built-in anything. Now, this does obviously have the option to install broadband, because, or a dial-up modem, if you'd rather have that, because we do have the serial port connection here. Now, I think you can actually make use of some of these connections. I think it was actually the second serial port, which was never really used for anything officially. I believe there are like new GameCube, what is it called? It's like basically modifying the GameCube, adding extra functionality, but the high-speed port is for, of course, the Game Boy player, which I don't have, unfortunately. But overall, yeah, it's pretty nice. It's a standard GameCube, but it's always worked well. And I've actually had this far longer compared to either of these, so I do have some pretty solid titles for this. Now, I will say that I have not necessarily played many games on the GameCube. I know, sad, right? It literally has game in the name, and I haven't really played it all that much, but again, it really just comes down to time, and the fact that I'm pretty much investing all of my spare time in recording videos for you guys. So, oh yeah, controllers, obviously. Now, I do also have more accessories for the GameCube. Now, even though I don't have the Game Boy player, I do have not one, not two, but I believe 3 official GameCube controllers. The other one is off to the side. I only have 2 here for the meantime, but these are official GameCube ones. It is model number DOL-003. And these are in really good condition. The thumbsticks themselves are basically as good as it'll possibly be for its age. Obviously, we have a minor amount of scuffs on the plastic here, but it's otherwise in really good shape. The cable itself doesn't have any damage. Same goes for the other controller here. As you can see, this one, I've wrapped up the cable. Maybe I should actually use like not official cable ties, but I doubt they made any official cable ties now that I think about it, but maybe like some Velcro cable ties that I use with the rest of my Macs and PCs and stuff like that. So I'm not super crazy about this, but honestly, the last time I really played the GameCube, it was a while ago now, actually. I have played quite a bit of games on this, though. Now, that's all in terms of the accessories that I have here. The other accessories that I do have for the GameCube are, like I said, the other controller. Some of the other components that I have are in storage. And if you think that this is my only GameCube, you know what? I'm not going to answer that. We're going to leave that for a surprise for another time. Maybe that gave it away, maybe it didn't. But anyways, next up, we got the PlayStation. And I'm going to switch back to my console because it's literally PlayStation. It's the PlayStation song. PlayStation. And I actually have, like, out of all the songs that they mention on this, I think I do have one of them. But those are PS1 titles. Man, what am I doing? I got so sidetracked with the PlayStation that I forgot to talk about the games on the GameCube. Yeah, I know I said that joke for the second time, but it has game in the name. What do you expect? So the first title that we have here is The Simpsons Hit and Run. Now this is a great title to have on the GameCube. Now this is the Player's Choice Edition, and I don't have the manual, unfortunately, but I mean, it's better than just disc only, right? Now, I'm probably going to say this for pretty much all the games here. I don't necessarily remember when I got this, but I have it. It is a great title. And the next one here is Enter the Matrix. Yes, the case is in terrible shape. And now that I'm actually looking at some of these titles, I actually don't know if I've even cleaned up the Matrix copy here. But it is complete. We have both of the games here. I think I played this for like 5 minutes when I first got it, and that was about it. But it's the Matrix. So I think from what I've heard about the Matrix games is that they were kind of rushed in development, and they could have had a lot more potential. But anyways, we have these here. Next up, we have an absolute classic, Super Mario Sunshine. Now, I have played a bit of this, and I probably have forgotten where I've gotten to, so I might just end up replaying this from the beginning. And it's a very clean copy. Obviously, it's not going to be 100% perfect, but this does have the manual, which is nice. The disc itself is in good condition. And, yeah, Even though it's not the launch copy, or like the launch title of the GameCube, which was Luigi's Mansion, it's still a really solid game to have. Next up, we have Crazy Taxi. Now, I believe this was actually originally for the Dreamcast, but this is also a pretty solid game. Now, I have played a bit of it, and that actually looks... I guess it is visible on camera, but... or in person, rather, like the case here, but it's not that bad. The nice part is that we also have the manual. The disc itself is in good shape. It's a fun game. It's more of like a... Actually, now that I think about it, I think this was actually first released in the arcades and then the Dreamcast. But yeah, very fast-paced. And then I have these here, which are two of the Harry Potter games. This one, I believe, doesn't have the original case, but this one does. This one has the manual as well. I've never played these. It's going to be kind of a common trend that I haven't played a lot of the games I have, which is unfortunate, but again, whenever you're trying to spend all your free time on making videos, then it is a very big time investment. Even though the end result might only be like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or even like a whole hour, for every minute of recording, sometimes I have to take multiple takes. Now, this video is actually a bit more of a relaxed style, so I'm trying to just, like, even though I don't have a script, this is, like, even more just talking in the moment. Now, I do also have a couple of other games which are only, or disc only, rather. This one is another Harry Potter game. It is Chamber of Secrets. And then we also have, I think this was actually a launch title, if I remember correct. Star Wars Rogue Leader Rogue Squadron 2. Now, I believe all the games are in really good condition as well. And then the last one I have here is, I think this one was a bit more of a popular game for the GameCube, Resident Evil 2. And then this one is probably gonna be a completely random, out of left field, like, you own this? Like, what? No, it's not the, what was it, Pokemon box or whatever, but it is a Pokemon game, Pokemon Coliseum. Yeah, it's in very good condition, complete in box, never actually played it. I know, you guys are probably going to yell at me in the comments, but I have this. If I do want to play it, we can try it out. Complete in box, not for resale copy. Now, these are not the only Nintendo games I have. I have other titles. I have it for other, like, I have other games for other Nintendo systems. But as for the N64 and the GameCube, this is what I do have. So now, let's move on, for real this time, onto the PlayStation. So with the PlayStation here, this is obviously a PS2 Slim. Now, I believe that this is an older version, because instead of having like this entire piece with glossy plastic, it's just this part right here. We do have an 8 megabyte memory card, so yeah, lots of storage here, especially in today's economy. Yes, I made that joke twice, just like I did with the GameCube. No, I don't care. I believe that some of the newer ones, or wait, no, I think there was something about cost savings where they got rid of this, but this one does have it. We have the 2 USB ports here, controller ports, memory card slots. Now, if you owned a PS2 back in the day and you still have one, or you know, you have one, you probably know about this. But on the PS2 here, if you want to have it in a vertical orientation, doesn't matter if it's the fat or the slim, you can rotate the PS2 logo so that way it matches the orientation. And this is actually significantly more dusty. The point is that the console does work, and as you can see, this is one of the games that I do have, Grand Theft Auto Vice City. And this specific PS2 is the SCPH 79001. So I think it is a later release. It does have a copyright date of 2007, so I think this is one of the later ones. Obviously, this doesn't have as many extra features as the Fat Edition, but I do also have a Fat Edition. But this one is easier just in terms of, you know, connecting it up. It does have built-in networking, digital output, which is always nice, even though this setup doesn't have that functionality right now. And we also have the AV multi-output, which also exists on the PS3, which is great if you want to use it with an analog setup. And the power supply is just in there. You can't really see it right now, but it is there. And as for the controller situation, I believe I have 3 official controllers. Here is one of them. The other 2 are identical. They all do work as far as I remember, and they are not as in good of condition as compared to like the GameCube controllers, at least in terms of the cable. Like, there's nothing torn, it's not broken, but you can tell that it is a bit more used. The other controllers that I have, though, are put away right now. But these are the controllers that I do have out here right now. So there is still a lot of work to be done with the setup here. And maybe I could actually like move, I don't know, maybe the PS2 could go where the, like in here with the GameCube. There's nothing else in here right now. So that's why we didn't open that up. Like, there's definitely a lot more that I want to improve with these. Obviously get more stuff for the N64. I do have a lot more games for the PS2, and we will take a look at them. I have even more that are disc only, and I'm pretty sure that those are put away somewhere, so I only have the ones with the cases. Same goes for the GameCube. I mean, we already saw the games for this. I would like to get more titles for this. The Game Boy player is optional, but it would be cool to have because it's the Game Boy player. So first, we have DDR Max Dance Dance Revolution. I don't have any of the DDR mats for this. I do actually have one that is compatible, I believe, with the Wii. But let's not get ahead of ourselves here. You know, it's in good condition. And even though it would be cool to have, like, a complete library of all of these game consoles, unless I have, like, this setup times infinite in terms of storage, then I'm not sure when it's going to happen. Next up, we have Dance Dance Revolution Supernova 2. I think I have some of these disc only. Oh, here it is. Actually, this is a demo disc, and this has the first one. So, I think I have the second one put away somewhere. Maybe I accidentally, like, switched out. Oh, and I guess this is the paperwork for that demo CD. But yeah, we have this alongside the demo. Yeah, back when they actually had demo content. So this is always cool to see. Okay, next up we have an absolute classic, old Call of Duty. Now this is Call of Duty Finest Hour. Now, I haven't really played much of like the PS2 era. It's more of like the PS3, Xbox 360 era that I'm more familiar with. Oh, what do you know? Another disc. Yeah, don't ask me why it's like this. It's actually been a while since I took a look at these games. Obviously, we got the manual. Next up, we have Real World Golf. But we also have Jak and Daxter. I think the reason why some of these games have extra games is because I didn't know where else to put them. Like, I do have some copies without... I think I actually have some copies with the paperwork, but I don't have the case. But we have this as well as Bionicle Heroes. Yeah, the more I'm looking at this, the more it's like it was because of space and limitations. It's not because I got rid of the cases, it's just that's how I got the games. So we do have Jak and Daxter, but we have the manual for iToy. I don't have an iToy, unfortunately, but we have the game as well. And we actually have a repeat here, but it's one that we already saw for the GameCube. So this is the greatest hits version of this copy. Oh, and what do you know? We happen to have Final Fantasy X. It's like I'm surprising myself with this because I actually don't remember all the games I have for this. Yeah, that's also in pretty good condition. So that basically means that every case that we have here essentially has an extra game. Which also means that I guess I'm going to have to get some extra PS2 cases. Now, I know this one for sure has an extra game because it's Guitar Hero. Now, I've probably unironically played the most of this out of all the games I have because Guitar Hero is just a fun game. Now, this is the case for Guitar Hero 2, but we also have the third one. But underneath it, we have the second one. So, this is disc only. I don't have the case for it. We do have the second one complete, and of course I keep this one here because, I mean, it's Guitar Hero, so at least I know that these are in the same spot. Next up we have Splinter Cell. Now, I think I have played a little bit of this, and we even have a memory card. So, I know I have a couple of these for the PS2. I think I have one more, if not two, of these exact same style of cards. Obviously, this one has seen better days, but still nice to have a memory card. This one doesn't have an extra game inside, but it is complete in box. Okay, this one is a pretty classic PS2 title. I think this one also supports 1080i, if I remember correctly. Gran Turismo 4. Oh, there it is. So there is that other memory card. This one is complete in box. And, you know what, let's just pretend like we didn't see that. But it is complete in box. I know the game does work. Next up, we have Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories. So this one is complete in box, and oh, we actually have another memory card. This one is, I think this was called Crimson Blue, or something blue. Point is, it's a really cool memory card, and I should probably use it. But I know that this game is basically in brand new condition, apart from a broken tab on the case here. It's otherwise in basically brand new condition. Now, we already saw the game because this one is in the PlayStation, but I do have Vice City boxed. It's in good condition. Obviously, we have the papers. I actually don't know if this one had a map initially, but we do have the manual, and the paperwork is in good shape. And here we have Tokyo Extreme Racer Zero. I think I have tried it out briefly, but I don't know much about this title, but it is complete in box. Dance Dance Revolution Supernova. Wow. So why do I seriously have two copies of this? I guess I do. I don't know why. It is in good condition. So I guess we do have this one complete in box. Next up we have DDR Max Dance Dance Revolution 2. This one is complete in box. Next up we have SOCOM 2. So of course, you know, another like early Call of Duty era style of game, at least as far as I can remember. This one is complete in box. This one is also in great shape. We have God of War. I think this one is God of War 2. So it has disc 1 and the special features disc. So I don't remember what this is, but it's cool to see this is an official like PlayStation extra disc holder. Also in good shape. I actually forgot I have this, but I have Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty. I don't know if I've ever played this. I don't remember it, but I do know that the Metal Gear Solid games are classic titles. So we have this as well, and finally to end it off with, we have Madden 05. Yeah, I've never played this, but this one is in a Blockbuster case, so that's cool. Complete in box, obviously not in the original case, but I mean, it's the trade-off to have it in a Blockbuster case. Quite a bit of games. I know for a fact I have more loose copies of PS2 titles, but I'm gonna have to look for those. We're set for the entire weekend. Stack of games here. I already put the GameCube ones away. I mean, I guess I kind of surprised myself having Dance Dance Revolution Supernova, 2 copies of it. Like, I have the games, I have the consoles. I would like to get some more games, some classics from the era. Like, I haven't played PS2 and N64 as much as I've played something like the PS3. That's for sure. But I have played a bit more on the GameCube. Oh, and as for the Wii, yeah, that'll be a topic for another time. We are gaming. It's probably not like the most ultimate setup of all time, but I am glad that I have these. I probably have spent the most amount of time on Vice City right now because that's the last game I played. Obviously, it's in the PlayStation. I haven't played much of N64, like I said, and last I played on the GameCube was, I think it was Sunshine. Played some of Sunshine, but I don't remember much of that. Oh, and also, remember the IR receiver on the PlayStation? Well, it's not for nothing because I also have the remote. Yeah, you really thought I would not have the remote for a DVD player? What's funny about this is that it's obviously, you know, you have the standard DVD controls here, play, pause, stop, whatever, track select, skips, and then you just have the PlayStation buttons. So this is a very PS2 inspired remote. It looks very cool. This would eventually lead into the PS3 remote. I don't know much about the PS4 and up because despite the PS4 being, what, from 2013, I don't have a PS4, I don't have an Xbox One, I don't have, was it the 8th generation of consoles? GameCube was 6, 7th gen, I believe, was, yeah, so I guess it was the 8th generation of consoles. I really don't have anything from that era, even though it is probably getting to the point where I could probably get it. Unless you guys want me to have like the ultimate setup of all time and you want like more videos about consoles, games, and all that other awesome stuff, I'm not like actively looking out for a lot of these games right now. But like I said, it's not because I don't want to. Like, I would like to have more games and accessories for these, especially maybe at least a couple more options for controllers on the N64. And maybe, like, I've played Super Mario 64 before. It's actually on the DS, which I played it. Spoilers, but I would like to have it, obviously, for the console that it was initially released for. But if you think that this is a lot, this is actually nothing, because we haven't even talked about the VHS section. We have a lot of movies on tape. We have movies on DVD. Like, ideally, there is a lot more stuff I would like to have for the setup here. But this is better than nothing, right? What now? You know what? Actually, let's try out... What's a quick game we could play? We could... Yeah, you know what? Let's actually try out San Francisco Rush. Because that'll take like 2 seconds to boot up. So we got the power for the CRT. Incoming high-pitch noise. Hopefully the camera itself will have good refresh rate. But here, we just insert console, or the cartridge in the console, we power this up, and I don't remember what input it is. Now this is what peak gaming looks like. Paper Mario, actually, that's where it started off on the N64. Oh no, I blew up. So you want to see something that is actually pretty insane? I am unironically pretty decent at Guitar Hero with just a standard controller. And it's not just because I don't have the controller, like the, you know, a Guitar Hero controller. I just don't have one for the PS2. Yeah, we have just a standard controller here. And of course, we have it in complete darkness because this is the ultimate in actually showing off the black levels of the CRT. And also just because it looks cool. Now, as long as you don't count the expert tracks, because it obviously has the extra orange note, with the hard tracks, it's actually relatively doable. Like, it is possible. You know what, I'm gonna go back to medium just for the sake of having more songs. I thought I had more unlocked on this. Now, it has been a while since I've played it like this, so I might be kind of bad at the beginning here. And I do tend to play better on a CRT because of the no refresh rate, and of course I mess up. But yeah, because the CRT doesn't have any input lag, I tend to play better with this. I have tried it with an LCD as well, but most of the gameplay that I've done with Guitar Hero has been on a CRT. And even though I could probably get pretty decent with the guitar, somehow I'm actually relatively comfortable with the controller here. Obviously it's not ideal for the 5th note, but you know, this is probably nothing compared to what, like, I've seen some of the crazy FC charts with a proper Guitar Hero controller. And you know what? I don't know how much my commentary is gonna save this from copyright, but... And of course it's... I just completely... And this is why I'm messing up, because, yeah, it was select. But this basically just shows you that it's using the shoulder buttons as the input for the guitar, like when you're playing on the guitar. If I wanted to, I could probably get a full, complete chart on this, like if I really focused. I might have to trim this down a bit just due to the audio, or maybe I'll have to, like, cut out without commentary parts. Yeah, this is probably one of the worst ways to play this, but it is possible, and I say that as I'm doing badly. But having a setup like this really enhances the audio part of the song, because, you know, dedicated amplifier, separate speakers. After this, I guess I will try a track on hard, so this is kind of like a warm-up. I think the last one I played was Guitar Hero 2 on this, but I do like the redesign of Guitar Hero 3 with the, obviously the new notes, which was basically the new standard after that. I always thought that the DJ Hero one was pretty interesting. That was released, when was it? Of course I messed up. When was DJ Hero released? 2010? 2011? I always thought that was a pretty cool version, but I don't have anything DJ Hero. I think it was, even though it's a newer version, I think there is also a PS2 edition. But I do know that there's obviously, you know, PS3 and Xbox 360. I think if it doesn't have a wire though, you need to have those receivers. But if it is for the Wii, you can just connect up the Wiimote up to it. So that is one advantage of the Wii controllers, or at least the Wii version of the game. Plus, I can still use analog video with that also. But to be fair, the 360 and the PS3 also has analog video. And adding commentary while playing this is actually a bit more difficult than I thought, because I have not necessarily played many, or I've not really done many Let's Plays. But I actually managed to complete it. It's probably going to be like 95%. Oh, 96! Okay. But it is still medium. I know it's not like ultimate epic hardcore edition, but okay, go to hard mode. I guess we might as well play this one. I haven't even unlocked it yet, so again, I may have to trim this down a lot due to copyright, but hopefully it's enough of a fair use for a demonstration of the setup here. So, oh no, this one has the extra note. No way I just did that. These notes are the most difficult ones when they have, like, it's easy with the strum bar, but with the controller, it's a whole other challenge. Like, I could play this on the guitar here, the guitar controller easily. Oh no. I told you I wasn't the greatest at this. How am I doing those though? I might actually pass this with like 80%. Because of the CRT, at least there's no input lag, like I said. I might actually be able to save it with this though. Like these chords are easy. Oh, we even got the counter. Oh, come on. I know this is like late... This is like mid to late 2000s. But how else would you play Guitar Hero if it wasn't on a CRT? I actually managed to beat it. 83%. Yeah, I kind of expected that. You know, at this point, I'm just going to keep on recording. This unironically turned into a Guitar Hero Let's Play using the worst controller setup possible. Pontiac Garage, back when Pontiac was a thing. Okay, oh no. Oh no, I'm gonna fail this. I know. I just know I'm gonna fail this. How did I save that? Okay, this is this is so bad in comparison. Okay, this succession of chords is relatively easy. These are by far the worst though. I guess you just gotta be built different in order to play the game like this. I'm actually surprised I managed to save this though. I'm not getting the full potential, but... Okay, this is relatively easy though. I got a streak. Yep, there we go. Failed it. Oh man. Yeah, if you want a real challenge, try playing the game like this. And I still didn't get any star power. At least I got the last two notes though. If it's 80%, that's actually relatively decent. If it's below, I would not be surprised. 87%, wow. And just under 100,000 points. So, yeah, that is a demonstration of just some of the games that we have here at the setup, playing some actual games, you know. Like I said, I just need more time for this because I'm trying to spend as much of my time as possible in order to create and upload videos for you guys. And with that, we had a small overview of the consoles, and we still have a lot to talk about in terms of the hi-fi stuff, as well as, of course, even more in-depth about the Trinitron, because I haven't even taken a look at the on-screen menus, the specific model number, and even though there's not a lot to look at on the back, obviously we still have the video inputs. But yeah, so the consoles themselves are, you know, working. And in fact, I don't think we actually ever powered up the GameCube. And if we go to, I think it's video 1. Or not. Which one is it? This is the Apple TV. What did I do with the video inputs on this? Like I said, it's been a while. I don't even remember how I set this up. I know the GameCube was working. I guess I must have unplugged it. Anyways, this is just another reason as to why I really need to fix the cable management on this, because even though on the front it looks awesome, like this is nothing because we can just put them back in the wood grain storage here, but the back of this is just terrible. So I definitely need to use like some of the Velcro cable ties. Maybe you could get like actually not really, but behind there it's just terrible. Like this is not that bad, but yeah. And with that, we saw the consoles. Still a lot of potential here, but if you want to see even more about the console side of things, actually, you know, maybe if you guys want to see some gameplay action, or at least use some of the consoles to demonstrate the different capabilities of the setup here, then let me know in the comments below. This would be a good way to actually get some more use out of the games here. And it's not just because I'm collecting the games just to have the games. I do like having physical games in the collection itself because it's right here. Like the games themselves, these are not online. These can't be removed from a digital storefront. I have them here. I did not get like this, or I didn't get these for the full retail price of something that you would pay otherwise on an online store. And it's also a great way to demonstrate the consoles that we have here, because the whole point is to play games on them, right? Even though it is hilarious that I have all of these DDR games, you can technically play these just like I played Guitar Hero as well. I don't think it's the same controller or like the same arrangement. So basically, first, second, third, fourth, and then the orange button is X. If you want a real challenge, you could probably play it on this. Like, I guess it does have the buttons. Man, I should have tried this. Actually, let's leave this for another time. We will test that someday in the future. Playing Guitar Hero on a PlayStation DVD remote. Actually wild. But I am glad to have these games, even though I may have not played them before. I know that they'll be here. They'll be waiting for me. And they'll be here for you guys as well. You know, this is a great game. This is at least it's not like the definitive edition or whatever it was. It's just PlayStation 2. And like I said, with Gran Turismo 4, this is also like a good demonstration of the capabilities of the PS2, because this does a really good job at making use of the hardware. And like I said, I think this does have 1080i capabilities. What? This is Epson printer compatible. I actually did not know that. Obviously the cases themselves aren't going to be perfect, but I also need to get more cases for these. Like I said, or like we saw earlier rather, this isn't as important though as, like, you know, more controllers for the N64, more games for the N64, because they're pretty cool cartridges, even though it is actually terrible if you, like, which one is which? Oh, I wonder, there are like custom labels that you can get for these. And I guess, yeah, the DDR games are just a meme at this point, because I have so many and I don't have any of the DDR mats for it. Yeah, I really do need to clean some of the sticker residue on some of these games, especially with the GameCube one. Enter the Matrix is by far one of the worst ones that I have. Actually, there was also some on this one as well. Like, if it's a cool sticker, I would probably keep it, but this basically has nothing left. It's just the paper. So I guess we could remove this to at least make it look nicer. Like I said, it really just comes down to time. And I've been more focused with the Macintoshes. I've been more focused with the PCs that I have, and I still have a lot to do with them. Like, it's never going to end. We're always going to have more projects, right? But at least with this, like having a proper setup here, I can just talk. We can look at cool stuff. You know, bring you guys along for the journey here. You guys really did enjoy the video about the setup itself, and that was before we even talked about any of this. So hopefully if you guys enjoyed this as well, you guys like my commentary on this, maybe I will look into improving the setup more with, you know, like even just this, like, come on. I guess I should also bring out some more of the, like some of the disc-only games that I have. I need to take a look at them again. I do have the games like organized. There's an app called GameEye, which I have, and it's not like 100% complete because I had to redo it at one point. I have somewhat of an idea of what I do have in the collection, and considering I have more controllers for the PS2, I could probably put them over here, just like with the GameCube controllers. Now, is this like peak 2009 or what? Probably more closer to 2000. Well, this album is 2008, so I guess N64 was considered extremely out of date in 2008. You got to be 2 steps ahead if you want to be ahead of the curve, right? So if you had an N64 still at 2008 and you kept it all this way, then you're actually ahead, because it's always a circle, right? It's new, it turns into like old or e-waste, and then it becomes popular again, which raises the prices, and it's just like, I'm glad that we have these here. But if you guys want to see more about the journey itself of making this ultimate setup even more ultimate, then consider subscribing. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see even more awesome content. Also, consider leaving this a thumbs up. I do have a channel membership option. It's completely optional. It mainly just makes it so it's easier for me to record even more videos for you guys. But don't worry, because more content is, of course, on the way. There is also more potential with like a PS3. I really do need to make more use of the PS3 as well. But I have played more of it recently. And by recently, I mean, it's probably been like a couple months at this point. PS3 would definitely bring this kind of more into the like, not exactly the most up-to-date setup for PS3, but it's also not exactly an up-to-date setup for an Apple TV either. But the point is to just have fun with the setup, right? Make it nice, make it usable. And the advantage of PS3 is that you also don't have to deal with wireless or wired controllers. But I actually think that this is an advantage, because it means that I don't have to worry about the batteries. AA batteries, or I guess in this case AAA batteries, I don't have to worry about them leaking, which is a big concern of mine, because as much as I try to prevent batteries leaking, I actually had, I think it was a keyboard or something, the batteries themselves, they were still working and they were actively leaking, which was a disaster, so I had to immediately clean that up. I've rambled on long enough, but I'm interested to hear your guys' thoughts about today's video, so leave a comment down below. And as always, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.